Sessions with Marty. My name is Marty Martin. I'll be your instructor for the day. We're going to kind of go back to the very basics, the very beginning. For those of you that are just starting and never taken a lesson before, or maybe you have taken a few lessons, this will help you out some. I'm hoping so anyway. So one of the things we're going to be talking about today, I think it's very important, is the parts of the guitar. You don't want to be walking into a store and saying, for instance, I need that thingy that goes on the whatchamacallit down there, at the bottom of the guitar where the strings go in. Nah, I think it'd be a whole lot cooler if you walked in and said, I need a bridge saddle for my Larrivee DO5. And we're going to help you with that kind of stuff. That's one of the things. We're also going to talk to you and teach you a little bit about like the names of the strings on the guitar, a little bit about chording, and if we have some time we'll throw in some tuning too to kind of teach you how to tune. A couple different methods. Most common method today now is clip-on tuners. There's stomp box tuners. There's all kinds. In my day, all we had was like a tuning fork or pitch pipes. Pitch pipes were not very accurate, and the tuning fork you only did one string, so kind of rough. So anyway, so let's start off with the parts of the guitar. So it's built kind of like the parts of like the body, the human body. So up here you have the head, or what they call the headstock. And then the things that go on the headstock are, there's several names for those too. They're called tuning keys, or tuning machines, or just plain tuners. And those are what get your guitar into the tune that you need to get it into. Going down next is this little thing right here, if you can see it, where the strings rest on it. They call that the nut. No idea where that name came from, other than the guy that thought it up must have been the nut. I don't know. So we have that. Now you'll probably see little lines going through the guitar on what they call, this is the fretboard, which is on the neck. So there's a couple more parts right there. But these are called fret wires that you see, the metal pieces. But everything in between is called the fret. So for instance, you start up here, this is fret number 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc., on up the fretboard. So when I get ready to teach you chords, you'll have some kind of an idea of what I'm talking about. So I'll say put your third finger on this fret and that string. And you'll know. We'll get into that in a minute. Okay, so we have the fretboard, the frets, the neck. Now, you'll probably see, you can't really see it on my guitar very well, they're not very highlighted, but they're little dots, they're marker dots, and basically what those are to help you know where the frets are, so the most common frets that you'll be using. So, those are there. Okay, moving on down, the body of course, pretty self-explanatory. And on the body there are different parts that you would need to know about. Now, on my guitar, I have a clear pick guard, and I'll kind of show it to you. Maybe you can see where it's worn right down here at the bottom. That's because I played this thing for about 12 years and it's getting worn out. But yes, what that's supposed to do is keep you from scratching up the surface on your guitar. Some guitars have them, some don't. Electrics have them and some don't. Acoustics have them, some don't. So it just depends. Okay, so moving right along. One of the next things is the bridge. That's this piece right back here that the strings, I was talking about a minute ago, that the strings go into. So, this is called the bridge, and how you can remember that is, you know what a bridge does. It takes you up and over a body of water or a body of land or whatever. So, we need to keep it off of the fretboard, otherwise you won't have any music. It'll just be buzz, Okay, so, so we have what we call the bridge. Now, also on the bridge is the saddle. That's what the strings actually go into. It's this kind of a whitish colored thing there. That's the bridge saddle. And you can kind of think of it this way too, like a horse. Okay, you got the horse here, and then you got the the saddle, and then the strings that are resting on it are you. I guess that's one way to think about it. So that, and then the other thing back here is these little pins right here. Those are called bridge pins. That's what holds the strings in it. Now there are some guitars, for instance, that don't do it that way. They actually go in through the back of the bridge, so they're pinless, and that's kind of cool. And one other thing on the back, on the end here, this piece here is the end pin. And in my particular case, this is an acoustic electric, so it is also where I plug the guitar into. So it's kind of a duo combination thing. So we all cool on the parts of the guitar? Now you'll know, and I even have a little diagram here that I have printed up for students in the past, kind of tells about it, so that's always fun. All right, so let's get into the meat of things. And I'm going to start with teaching you, say, a particular chord. So let's start with an easy chord. We're going to start with E minor. Okay, so in explaining it to you, I would tell you to take, you know your fingers, this is your thumb, then first, second, third, fourth finger. I would tell you to take your second finger, put it on the second fret, which is where? 1, 2, right here, right there. And you're going to put it on the 5th string. Okay, so that's something, let's back up a little bit. I meant to tell you about the strings. So, a lot of people have the misconception that this lower string here is the first one. It is not. It is the 6th string. So you go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the highest pitched string is number 1. So when I say your second finger on the 2nd fret, that's here, and the 5th string, that's going to be right here. Can you see that? Say. And that's where that goes, and you want to do it right on the tip of your finger. Now it might hurt at first. It's going to hurt. That's just the way it is. Can't get around that. Till you build up some calluses. That takes a little time. And sometimes when I don't play for a little bit, I start losing my calluses and it hurts. So you just want to keep that up. Play a little bit every day, and you'll be fine. Okay, so the 2nd finger, 5th string, 2nd fret. Then the 3rd finger, the one right next to it, is going to go right behind that on the 4th string in the 2nd fret. So what you have, and you want to get as close to, I'll show you here, you want to get as close to this fret wire here as you can. That's the object. Otherwise, if you get it up here, you get buzz. So you want to get it back in here. So then you just push the tips of your fingers. You have to kind of adjust your wrist. It's a matter of getting comfortable and figuring out how that works, because a lot of people do it like this, and that's what you get. So you kind of have to stand it up, and then you get a nice clear sound. Now you're not going to get it right off the bat. Some people might, but it is a little bit of a tricky thing, so just kind of keep that in mind. So anyway, we're going to do it that way, and this is an E minor chord. Now I will kind of show you on a piece of paper how that looks. You have right here, you have the E, you can see the E minor, and you can see the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, see, like that. And you can see where I had my 2 fingers, and I usually like to write in there what finger goes in what slot. So that's kind of how that works. Now this is kind of a crash course today. I'll be doing a little bit more later, but this is how that works. And you can get into it and have a lot of fun. I will kind of quickly show you, this is what you call a clip-on tuner. Kind of clips right on your headstock up here, and you turn it on and then hit it, and you have to know the names of the strings, so it's important. That's why I have that. Then you hit the next one, go that, it's a little flat, D, then G, then B, and E, a little flat. Tends to happen when you beat the guitar like I do. I play it pretty hard. So, that's a crash course, a little bit of information on kind of what you can learn to get started, and I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.